Hello everyone, myself Kalyan. So I'm having 5+ experience in big data. So today I'll be going to talk about MapReduce word count problem, how to solve it in a local mode, and also how to configure the local mode. So what is the purpose of this local mode is, so we can develop the things and we can also write the test code for it in the local machine. So Hadoop support three types of the modes. One is local mode, other one is pseudo mode, other one is cluster mode. So right now I'm just going to talk about the local mode. It's for the implementation purpose. So for this local mode, the prerequisite will be Hadoop needs to be configured in your machine. There's no need to require to start it, and you need to require the one of the IDE for integrated development environment for writing the course in a faster manner. So I'll be choosing as part of this execution is Eclipse, so one of the IDE. Okay, so for going to installing the Eclipse, the command will be sudo apt-get install Eclipse. This is the command. If anyone interested to install the Eclipse, they can go ahead. It will ask you the admin user password, provide your password and make it safe. If it is already installed, it simply says like already installed. If it is not, it will just give an option to prompt you like a yes or no. So you have to say yes. It will download the software. It will be going to install the Eclipse for you. So once that is software is installed your machine, then go to the your dash home and type Eclipse. So you can make a shortcut of this one to make it regularly always and like this. Now, so right now I have an Eclipse with me, so I'll be going to configure in the local mode first. So for that I'll just be clicking on the Eclipse option. I'm just going to be open one window. Yes. So once this window is open, simply click on OK. First time when you're opening Eclipse, it will become the welcome page. Close this welcome page and maximize this window. So you are going to implementing the Java project. So go to the right corner and switch the open perspective and go to the Java perspective now. So once you are in the Java perspective, go to the package explorer, the left corner, and right click on anywhere in the package explorer and choose the option called new and choose the option called Java project. This is the first step we have to take it when we switch the Java perspective. And give the project name what exactly you want to give it. So I'll be giving my project name is Hadoop Training and ORIENT IT. So I'll be giving a project name is Hadoop Training ORIENT IT, and you need to just choose your JRE. So I'll be going to choose my JRE is Java 1.7 because I just now configured with my Hadoop is the 1.7. If you are configured with the 1.6, choose the 1.6. It depends on which version of the Java you want to use it. It's not a problem, you can always change it later also. So now I'll switch the 1.7. I'll click on finish. Now you'll be having a project here. So once you create a project, double click on this project and right click on the src folder, create a one package. Package is a collection of Java classes, we can always maintain that. So I'll be going to create a one package, right click on this, going for an option called new, and the option is package. So choose the option called package and type the package name. So here I'll be typing my package name is com.orientit.hadoop.training. This is the package name I'll be giving for my project. So now once this project is created, so now we are ready to do the configuring the local mode. So please right click on the project, go for an option called properties, choose the option called Java build path. So you can choose like this, or else there will be option called like a directly Java build path also, but this is the easiest path, always anyone can remember. And choose the option called libraries. Right now we have only JRE is there. Please make sure that add the Hadoop libraries also. For that the option is add external jars. It will open a previous window to you. So right now in my machine I have configured the Hadoop in the ORIENT IT, Kalyan, Hadoop 1.2.1. This is the folder. I select the first jar and I selected till end with the help of command is shift end. Then I'll click on OK. So all my Hadoop core jars are added. Now again click on add external jars, go to the lib folder, select the first jar, again shift end to select all the jars in the lib also. Now OK, and finally say OK. So now you are ready to go with the Hadoop implementation, because this is the local mode setup. So we did the local mode setup now here. So now go for the implementation. So before we go for the implementation of the Hadoop, so let's understand the problem. What is our problem and what we are going to work out. So let's open my PPT. Yes. So today we are going to solve the problem is word count in a MapReduce programming. So what is the word count exactly first? What is the word count problem? So the problem is, whenever you some people are given like a text file to you, in the text file you will be having some text content will be there. Just extract that content out of that unique words. What are the unique words are there, and the corresponding unique word like is how many times it is occurred in multiple places, that is the count. So we're extracting the unique word and corresponding count. This is what we are calling as a word count. This is a basic problem in the MapReduce. Just when you go for like a C, C++, Java, we will write a hello world program. As equivalent to the Hadoop is the word count. So we are going to see the basic concepts of what is word count and how to solve it. The problem is, given a text file, we should be able to extract the unique words and corresponding word occurrences. So that is what the count. Now let's understand in terms of some example. So this is one example for how exactly word count is going to be working. So this is the input I am giving it. So I am having a text file with the 4 lines. The first line contain I am going, second line contain to Hyderabad, third line contain I am learning, fourth line contain Hadoop course. So now we need to process this entire file using the MapReduce. Once we process this, we are going to get an output. What is the expected output is I 2 times, am 2 times, course 1 time, going 1 time, Hadoop 1 time, learning 1 time. So 2 Hyderabad. So they are all coming in a 1 time. So this is what the expected output when we execute this one. So this is how we can possible to solve it. We need to understand. The problem is, given a text file like this, what are the unique words are there, we should be able to paste it, and the corresponding the word how many times occurred, we need to place the count. That is what the word count problem. I think hope you understand the problem. So now let's go for the next slide. How to solve this problem using the MapReduce. So using the MapReduce we can solve this problem very easily and very efficiently. Why? Because MapReduce is a functional programming model. It should do the distributed parallel processing. That means when you have a large amount of data also, it won't take much time. So what are the benchmarks are people are given at the time of 2000 is 1 TB data using the MapReduce. They solved it over in 62 seconds. That means there is n number of machines, they have it, all these machines, it's run the program parallelly and it is execute the results. With the commodity hardware machines also, we can always get a best results with the help of Hadoop MapReduce framework. That is the goal for Hadoop MapReduce. And how exactly this problem we can solve it. So whenever you want to solve this problem using the MapReduce, you should clear 2 concepts in the MapReduce. One is mapper, other one is reducer. But what is mapper and what is reducer? Mapper will simply extract the data from your input file with the help of a concept called input format. So here you need to understand what is the default input format is text input format. Just remember that one. Most frequently these questions will be there in the interview. And similarly there is a reducer. So the reducer will give the aggregate data from the mapper output. What is the mapper output? We have it will going to give it, and after that it will send that data to the output format. What is the default output format is? The answer will be text output format. So make sure that just understand the basics about the mapper and reducer. Mapper will extract the data from an input file and will do some kind of processing. A reducer will aggregate the data from a mapper and send it to the output format. This is what the general view of this problem if you want to solve it. So let's go somewhat one more level down. So this is the basic flow of MapReduce if you want to solve any problem. So given an input, you want to get an output, means the MapReduce will follow these steps. So what is the first step is, given an input, it will convert into a key and values. The first one who will be taking care of that one is input format. The responsibility of the input format is given an input, it will convert into a key and values. That's what we can say like a key 1, value 1. And whatever the key and value we got it, this again will be converted into one more key and value that is called as a K2 V2. Who will take care of this one is there is a concept called mapper. And again this K2 V2, it's again converting into a K2 list of V2. Who will take care of this one is there is a concept called shuffle and sort. And again this K2 list of V2, who will convert into K3 V3 is there is a concept called reducer. And finally who will take care of K3 V3 into your output is your output format. So these are the basic keywords. First everyone has to be clear. So what are the keywords are involved here? Key and values, and input and output, and as well as input format, output format, mapper, reducer, shuffle and sort. So what exactly the input format responsibility? It will read the file with the help of record reader. There is an internal concept called record reader. With the help of your record reader, your input file will read the input format and it will convert into that input file into n number of records. Those records will pass it to the mapper class. So the mapper class will having internally one method called map method. That is what we have. We generally call it as in functional programming function. So MapReduce, map is a one function, reduce is a one function. So this is the reason we'll call MapReduce is a functional programming model. It's a functional health is the one function is mapper, map, other function is reduce. So this MapReduce will give an option to you distributed parallel processing. Where the parallel processing is there in the MapReduce is mappers will run parallelly. When you have an input file is very large, like a terabytes and petabytes and exabytes, depends on your input file, depends on your input split file will be going to split like a n number of splits. So when you store the data into HDFS, it will come as a concept called block. But the same thing when you go for the MapReduce, you'll be having a concept called input split. So how many splits will be, how many blocks will be there, those many splits will be there by default. So that means if I have a file with the 1 GB and my block size is 64 MB, then I'll be having a 16 blocks. So by default number of blocks is equal to number of splits. That means I will be having for the program is 16 mappers are going to be executed. So that's what the basic part everyone has to be clear. So whenever you got n number of splits, all these splits will go internally with the concept called input format. So this input format will get all the splits and will pass it to the record reader. That record reader will convert into records. That records will pass it to the mapper, which a function is map function. What that map function will do is taking the record K1 V1, converting into one more record called K2 V2. That is a map function has to taken care. And you will be having n number of records. That means you will be getting it like n number of K2 V2s. All these K2s V2s will be going to be shuffled and sorted. The first sorting is going to happen, then corresponding duplicates, these values are going to be listed out. That means any duplicate key is there, means the corresponding values are going to coming as a list of values. And this again will send it to the one more concept called reducer. Reducer will having one function called reduce function. What this reduce function will do is converting your data K2 list of V2 into a K3 V3. and finally this K3 V3 is going to be writing as an output, that is done by the output format. So output format will use internally, there is a concept called record writer. With the help of record writer, it will write the data into the output file. So that is what the mainly the keywords involved in this flow. So once you have cleared that part, then we just need to understand like what are the framework provided keys and values to do the programming. So in Java we all see like some primitive data types like a integer, long, double, float, boolean, null, string. The other kind of data types we will see in the Java. Same thing, it is available in the Hadoop also, some keys and values. What are the keys and values for the Hadoop is providing is for integer we will go with the Hadoop is int writable, for long writable, for float writable, double writable, boolean writable, null writable, text. Along with this, the framework is providing an option to you can do the customization. I want to write a Kalyan writable, I want to write a ORIENT writable, some functionality about the Kalyan writable, some functionality ORIENT writable, maybe combination of this composite case. All these things will be easily implementable in the Hadoop. If you want to know more information about that, you can always meet me in our ORIENT. Okay, so now today I'm just going to tell you what are the basics here we have noted here. So there are primitive data types in the Java, and we'll be having a corresponding opposite data types in the Hadoop. I'm just mentioning here. So with the help of these things, we have to go for writing the MapReduce program. So what are the things we have to write it? Just go back to one step. So we need to make sure that what is my input file, what is my input format, and what is my K1 V1, that is the keys and values, and what could be my mapper, and what mapper is going to generate the key and value, and what is my shuffle and sort, and what is my reducer, and what is my K3 V3 data types, and what is my output format. So all these keys and values you have to clear at the place of this one. Okay, so once you clear that one, then what are the common questions will be there in the interview is, so default questions, what is the default input format in the Hadoop? The answer will be text input format, you have to remember this. And what is the default mapper? The answer for that one is identity mapper. What is the default sorting algorithm in the Hadoop? The answer will be quick sort. Okay, just I'm repeating again, what is the default input format is text input format, default mapper will be identity mapper, default sorting algorithm will be quick sort. And apart from that, few more questions will be, what is the default reducer? The answer will be identity reducer. What is the default output format? The answer will be text output format. Whenever you go with the text output format, what is the default output format separator? The answer will be tab. So these questions if you clear about, then we'll use all these keywords when we are writing our word count problem. So the problem is, I'm just going to begin few more slides back. This is the problem. So I'll be going to give a text file, and this text file has to get an output like this. So for this, what is the general approach is, we will read the file line by line. That is the first step. Then whatever the line we got it, we'll split that line into a words. That is the second step. And whatever the words we got it, we'll assign a count to the each word. That is the one step. And once we done this one, so we'll write all this entire part in the mapper phase. Once that is completed, we'll get a list of V2s. That is what this one. So once I got that one, we need to write a reducer logic. What reducer will take care is, will aggregate the list of values as a final sum, will assign it to the corresponding word. Let me write in the one note what map function has to do. The first step is, it will do it, read the file line by line. Second step is, split the line into words. Third step is, assign count 1 to each word. These are the three steps will be done by the mapper. And we have one more is reducer. what reducer will having is a reduce method. What this reduce method will be doing is, first step will be sum the list of values, whatever the values are, we have to sum it. And what else will be do is assign sum to corresponding word, or else you can say key. This is what we have to do it. So this is the implementation we have to do it. For this we need to take care of writing a word count job on Java class. Second one is word count mapper. There is one more class. Third one is word count reducer. So these are the 3 Java classes we have to implement as part of this solution. Okay, so I'll be going to start implementing it using the help of Eclipse. So the first class I have to create is what? Word count job. Let's create first these 3 Java classes in your Eclipse. I'll be going to my Eclipse. I open my package. I'll right click on this package, go for an option called new, and give an option called class. So I'll be define my job. Then next one, I click on this one, go for this, and go for my next class is mapper, and one more is go for it, go for this, and one more is reducing. This is what you have to do it. Okay, first we need to create a job mapper reducer. So what we have to implement in the mapper is these 3 lines. This is the 3 lines how to implement it. First we need to extend our mapper class to framework mapper. For that we need to type extends, then mapper. So you can use one of the Eclipse shortcut is control space. It will give a relative sizes to you whenever we have it. So control space. So I have an option called what? Mapper org Apache Hadoop MapReduce. Choose this one. So here it is asking the key in, value in, key out, value. That is what the K1, V1, K2, V2. So what is the K1, V1? We have to take it as part of this program is long writable. Sorry. Not this one. So we have to choose the proper text, control space. This is the one. Okay, please make sure that choose this text. Then after that this will be the text, and this will be the long writable. Choose all these values first. Then inside your mapper class, make sure that write one method is map. Then go with control space, use the one. Okay, so here you need to have this super dot map, delete that line. You need to have it till here to here. Okay, delete it. For formatting the code, control shift F. This is what the base code in the mapper. Now so inside this mapper we need to make sure that implement these 3 lines. So first we need to read the file line by line. So always the value is the line, just converting into a string. For that value dot to string will assign to the variable with the help of control1 command. Now we got the line. The second one is we have to split the line into a words. For that we will say line dot split, then with the regular expression is space, end with semicolon, and go by the command is control1 to get a list of words. Now third one is we have to assign count 1 to the each word. For this we just need to go for the iteration, that is a for loop. So choose the 4th option for each and choose this value as a word. How we can print the value is context dot write. So create a new text object, that is a K2, with the value is word, and create a new long writable object. The value will be 1, that is what we said it. Okay, so iterate the each values and assign a word, assign a count 1 to the each word. These are the 3 lines are expected in the program. Just write it here also to get a more clarity. This is a comment in a Java. This is the next one. This is the next one. These are 3 lines. That's it. So make sure that this is read the file line by line. Means it's not your responsibility. That will be taken care by the input format. You'll always get the line only. I'll just converting the value data type text to the string. That's it. So just like to understand purpose, we just written like a read the file line by line. Okay, there's nothing wrong here, but just understanding is required. And the next part is reducer. So same approach. We'll go with the extend. We'll go for extension of the reducer and key in value in. This will be the text, long writable, text, long writable. Their map method, we need to go for here reduce. So here this line is not required, delete it. This is not required, and delete it, and format the code by Ctrl Shift F. Okay, so once you've done this one, make sure that update the variable names. This is a small part not done by the framework people. It's your responsibility to update it. Yes, now I have updated the key, values and sum. So I'll be getting like a K2 list of values. That is what we have mentioned in the diagram also. Given a input, converting into K1, we went again converting into K2. Now we got this one. Now this will be passed to this one. Now from here to here we have to do it. So K2 list of it is getting converting into K3 V3. What is a K3 V3 will be the always your final output. Okay, that means I need to get a word and corresponding count. So here what we are going to write it is, first initialize one variable called sum equal to 0. Why? Because so we need to sum it first. That is what the step. Sum the list of values. We have to sum this list of values. Okay, how to sum it? Just make one small comment here first. Yes. Then for go for the fourth option. Type value here. And say sum equal to sum plus value dot get. That is what mandatory. Okay, because value is the long writable and sum is the long. So type caution should be there. To fix this one we have to do it. So once we done the sum, the next one is assign the sum to the corresponding word or key. That is what we have to write it. So for that purpose, context dot right key we are not changed it, so no need to go with. So only go with the long writable with the option is sum. This is what the expectation in the reducer. It's very simple logic. Okay, so we have to sum the list of values. What are the sum we got it, we have to assign to the corresponding word. That is what the key. Okay, so once you've done the mapper and reducer, now the next responsibility is implementing the job. So when we are implementing the job, the first line we have to write here is implements, TOOL, implements tool, control space, choose the correct option is second one, that is what the org Apache Hadoop util. So once you've done this one, this is the place we have to implement something. Okay, so you can mouse over there or as control 1 there and click on the add unimplemented methods. This is what we have to write it. Okay, this is the base step. First implementing the tool, after that we need to implement the what are the unimplemented methods. So now first line here is private, there is a configuration object, we have to create it. Say the variable name is conf. This is what the declaration we have to do it in the first line. That is a must and should. Okay, so here initializing the configuration object, nothing else. We've done the initialization and configuration. Now whenever I say get conf, I need to return the conf. That means getting the configuration object. Yes. Once you've done this one, next option is we have to set it. For that one, we have to write this dot conf equal to conf, nothing else. Say setting the configuration. Okay, so we initialized this, we are getting it, we are setting it. Now apart from this, we have one more main method called run method. Make sure that update this value to properly args. So this is the place, it's our responsibility. We have to say what is my input, what is my input format, what is my K1 V1, what is my reducer, what is my mapper, what is my K2 V2, what is my shuffle and sort, K2 list of V2s, reducer, K3 V3, output format, everything we have to mention it. Okay, let me write like everything one by one. First line is initialize job object with configuration, because just you need to remember all these things. Okay, so now how to initialize this job equal to new job of get conf. This is what we have to write it. Okay, so now there is a red mark is there, click on this one and fix it. Choose the MapReduce, don't choose anything else, choose only MapReduce. Now the red mark is gone. But now next line is job dot set job name. So I will set my job name is ORIENT IT word can't, that's it, nothing else. Now next line is job dot set jar by class. You have to say this dot get class. This is what mandatory when you're executing in a production environment. Okay, so when you go for sudo mode or cluster mode, this line is the mandatory. Okay, want more information, you can talk to me personally. Yeah, so now go for the next line. We need to set our mapper class. For that, word count job, so job dot set mapper class. What is my mapper class? Word count mapper dot class. This is the line for setting the custom mapper class. Okay, I think hope you understand these lines. Setting the job name. This one is Hadoop job command purpose detecting the main job class. Okay, so detecting the main class. Yes, these are the comments, you just make sure to remember it. And similarly the next one is setting the custom reducer class. So you can say a simple word, nothing great. Set reducer class. What is my reducer class? It's a word count reducer dot class. Okay, so let me see here. We done the job initialization, job name, jar command purpose, and mapper class, reducer class. Then the next one is job dot set map output key class. That is what we taken as a text dot class. Sorry. Yes. So next one is job dot set map output value class. That is a long write up dot class. Okay, so this is k2, this is value 2. Same thing we have to set for k3 v3 or else final key or final value. So simply remove the map, nothing. Yes, this is what we have to write it. Okay, so now what I have just done is I set my k2, I set my v2, what is my k3, what is my v3. So now the remaining one is the job dot set input format class. What is my input format? I said text input format class. Choose the MapReduce dot class. Okay, setting input something wrong, let's correct it. Yeah, class. Similarly, the next one is job dot set output format class. That is text output format class. Okay, setting output format class. Now once these two things are completed, next one is setting the input file input format. Now to define these values, I can simply say add input path, new path of aux0. That means first argument. Okay, so fix this one. Now file input, not sorry, input, it should be output now. Output format. Remove this. Say set output path. It's a new path of aux1. Yes, so this one is input file or folder. This one is output folder. Okay, so we have done everything. So now the only option for you is you have to say job dot wait for completion true. This will return true or false. Based on that, return the value, the status. Okay, so let's say return this one. That's it. Okay, so this is the place job is going to executing the job. You can say here. Yes. So what are the things we written till now? Initialization, getConf, setConf, run method. But anytime you want to call the Java means always you require one method called main method. Let's do that for now. Yes, MAIN control space tool runner dot run with the third one, new configuration, new word count, job, args and infant control one, exit, and assign to the variable, say status, and to println my status value assigned to the variable called status. Okay, so this is the entire program for word count job. I think something wrong here, let me correct it. Yes, so this is what the flow. So we have taken the mapper unit in every line, reducer also written in every line. So now the requirement is input file or folder, output should be folder. Yes, so I'll create one input file now. Input say hello world, or else file1. I'm going to HYD. I am learning Hadoop course. This is what. So I'm giving a folder. So my input should be either file or folder, doesn't matter. So I can give this one. I click on this. This is the path. Take it. So execution wise, you have to right click on anywhere in the word count job. Remember that one. Go for run as, go for run configuration, and click on the Java application. Now pass the arguments here, and this is the folder. Having one more folder is input. Now I want output. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. So apply and run it. So something wrong, it is saying it. So somewhere we done a mistake. So way to run is just always go by the approach with this. So it is saying there is an issue in the place of this one, class cost exception. Okay, so the issue we have written it. So let me fix it, that one, because it's better to have it whenever the issues we have to fix it, how to fix it. Okay, go to the class map app, there is no issue. Reducer, there is an issue, no, only the issue in this place. This is the issue, this is not the text. Okay, so delete this line, and the red marks are there, you can see the red marks. Go here, this is the place, do the control 1, choose which one, second one, that is for the mistake. Yes, we done it. Now run it again. Arguments, input, output. So now let's say will it to execute or not, because some issues will be there now. Yes, this is the issue. So please make sure that everyone remember this one. What it is saying? Already exists. So whenever there is a destination is already exists, Hadoop, it is not going to run that one. Either we need to give the new output folder, either we need to delete the existing one. Okay, so now I will give it as part of this one is new one. That means right click on this, go for run as, configurations, output 1. This time 100% will run it. Yes, it's done. The status is now 0. Okay, hope you can view the output now. This is the old one, this is the new one. New. So old one, there is no data, but new one, we have about 2 files. This file indicates the job is success or not. Here you won't see that file because the job is failed. Okay, now coming to here, the file is there, this is the empty file. This indicates like a job is success or not. So expectation for this problem output is, I'll show this one. This is what the text I gave in. Expectation is this one. Okay, is it coming or not? Verify. Yes, am2, course 2, go. All these things. Okay, so as per our expectation, 8 lines are there here also. 8 lines. Let me take it also, not a problem. Can you see? Now the place is same output. This is what the expectation from the word count problem. Okay, so make sure that everyone just follow one by one the interview question is also everything. And finally, if you have any kind of questions as part of this one is, you can always visit my blog and website also. Already this program is there in our blog also. You can go for that fun. You can practice that examples also. Hope you want more examples means you can come and meet me the ORIEN IT Hadoop Training in Hyderabad. Okay, thank you. So hope you enjoyed it. I'll be going to say thank you.